Hello everyone and welcome back to another video in the arm swing breakdown series. I am the Volley Nerd, and in this video I will be analyzing the arm swing of none other than Matt Anderson. So, Matt Anderson, some of you may already know, this is one of the best men's players in the world. Internationally, both as an opposite and a receiver. The male player of the year for all men's players internationally, and starting opposite for the U.S. men's national team. In this video, we're taking footage from his gameplay in the Tokyo 2022 Olympics, and this is one of his jump serves. So Matt Anderson has what I like to call a textbook arm swing. It is how I've seen a lot of arm swings coached in the United States. It's very straightforward. However, Matt Anderson has natural talent and ability. He's very athletic. He's also very long. This man comes in at a height of 6 foot 10 inches tall. So he can reach without even jumping. He can probably reach over the net. But you add in a vertical that allows him to touch 12 feet and you get an incredible player. So we're going to start at the beginning of his approach, well, the middle of his approach, into a jump serve. So he's getting his arms back, swinging down and forward, and then right here. So this is the one part of his swing that I like to think of as distinctive. It's unlike any other player that I've seen or done a breakdown of. When his arms get in front, he doesn't actually swing his arms all the way up. They only reach around chest height, maybe a little bit higher, maybe head height. And then they do this sort of bowing motion. I'm sure many people have talked about this, where his arms kind of form this big box. But immediately after this happens, he goes right into a full draw. Now, as I've said before, we have arms in line with shoulders. Matt Anderson does what I'm sure most people would like to be able to do. He just does it to a more extreme level. If you'll look at this position, his hips stay very level throughout this entire movement. So right here we have a huge difference in angle between his shoulders and his hips. This is all hip-shoulder separation, so it is entirely determined by his core flexibility, stability, mobility, and most people just don't have that. They don't have access to their spine or their rib cage in that way, and as a result, they would never be able to get into this position, much less produce power in a mid-air scenario. Like, he's off the ground right now. This is all controlled and reciprocated by his own body. So when this foot moves, this hand moves. When this hand moves, this foot moves. This is all going through the core. So what I'm trying to say is Matt Anderson is very, very strong. He gets positional advantage because he's also very long, so he has natural amounts of inertia, and the moment arm that he creates is naturally very powerful. However, he uses that to the highest degree of efficiency. So we're talked about the draw position. Now as we move a little bit forward, what you're going to see is this hand starts at right around shoulder level. It's pretty level with the shoulder. A lot of people would have a high draw in this position, where their hand would be up here instead of down where his hand is. The reason why you don't do that is what he's about to demonstrate. When the hand starts here, what happens is, as this elbow starts to, start the swing motion, the hand is going to whip around the elbow and then through into the swing. So we can mark these positions real quick. So we'll mark it here, here, and finally here. So going back to the draw real quick, look at how far this hand travels to reach peak velocity. That is a huge range to go through. And it only goes that far because of his starting position. So if you're ever wondering about where to draw, where your hand should be on your draw, try and keep it level with your shoulders. So moving forward, so as he starts to draw, right as his arm comes back, what we see is this nice bowed position, getting ready for the pike, starting to initiate that forward torso movement. And then we have a nice stretch with his elbow coming as far behind his body as he can get it. And as this is happening, the hand is moving across. You can see there. And then as the shoulder comes forward, it naturally forces the hand around and up. So right here, once again, let's take note that hips level, shoulders angled, spine curved. Now, this is contrary to what I've said in the past about contact position. This is not the ideal hand position for your shoulder stability, because right here is enduring a lot of the force. However, there's a couple of reasons why this can be effective. Number one, when you generate as much power as he does from this position, this power carries through into the swing and creates its own form of stability. At that point, you're not really stabilizing a unstable movement. You're generating power into a already coordinated and well-patterned movement. So he's probably done this hundreds of thousands of times. What I'm saying is there's less need for stability at this moment than there would be for someone who is untrained and is still working on their swing. And, you know, there's a lot of differences in toss position. It could be over here, could be over here, and suddenly you're reaching out this way and this way. That's much worse than having it in front of you. And even on contact, like if we actually look at the contact position, this hand would probably be, I don't know, a foot out in front of his body. So at that point, you're starting to have more pec activation. You're starting to get support from other muscle groups. And then last but not least, we know that his core is still active because as he completes this swing, hand comes through and he is level and stable, lands on both feet. Just what a display of athleticism. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Snap through, distinctive draw, really opens up, hand comes flying around. Look at this gorgeous line of power. And then whip right through the end of the serve. Just textbook arm swing mechanics. Great landing position. He's ready to go the instant he hits the ground. Excellent, excellent, excellent. This is definitely one of those things that you can take a lot from. You can take a lot from this. You can see the open position, the fact that his legs come through as his arm comes through, the nice curved spine positions, shoulder, hitting shoulders high, neutral landing. Great, great serve from Matt Anderson. If you ever get the chance to see this man play in person, do so. Do yourself a favor. Anyways, that's it for the arm swing breakdown. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or comments about this. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a like, or if you want to see more like it, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one.